All right, another vibe session that doesn't go all that great, but 30 minutes later, we have working APIs thanks to Supabase functions. Now, Lovable built the functions. I helped fix them and tweak them a little with Claude. I did some MCP as well. That you might not see in this video. I think it got cut out, but it's really an interesting pattern. I'm really excited because what I used to build in code with APIs, I can now get out of Supabase. So Lovable becomes this great combination of UI, backend stuff, and then Supabase just tops it off like crazy. So you're going to get to see me using Supabase functions and Claude to help fix those. Now, I could have downloaded them. I could have worked locally. I will probably eventually. I was just trying to avoid that as we just try to use Lovable and go as easy as we can on this and see how it goes. So you'll see the APIs get built. There's still a lot more to do with this app, but 30 minutes later, 15 in this video because I've chopped it down. We got something. But it is every time you build something, it's a lot of detail work. So we still have some more sessions to go, but we're getting really close. In a few videos, I'll actually deploy this with a dev production style deployment so that when Lovable's talking to dev branch, we don't break production. And that's a big deal for me because learning how to get Supabase to do that, it's pretty easy. It's well documented. It's just me learning these new tools. I come from a background of using particular tools that did this well, like any of the good frameworks out there. So to make a process like this out of this is totally doable, and it's going to be done. That will happen in a few episodes. All right, session 3 or 4, some good stuff, but it is not as magic as I hope sometimes. Like I said, the MCP stuff got cut because I was struggling through fixing something, but then it did the job. And I show a screen here of it popping up these windows. So it helped. And then Claude had access to my database schema to understand things. I don't know if it had access to my functions, but what I want to remind people here is don't always say yes to these. Be careful because I've had to delete databases, which I didn't work on production, so that was lucky. But just, it's still not perfect and you just want to read for a moment. Don't just give it immediate access, so take a moment. Of course, if you're working locally or whatever, don't worry, but just a reminder as we move forward. So again, the MCP part of this helped me work through some issues. I wish I could see the functions, but I got to read more and see if I missed something. But it's an amazing combination, Claude, MCPs, and Supabase, because they're really pushing that. So it's a really, that company's really on top of this. All right, I was starting to just trying to fix the API issue we were having in the last video, and I realized it's a cool process. And it reminds me that even though we have this amazing area to fix things and build things, that I'm really trying to learn Supabase. And one of the things I realized is Supabase has edge functions, and that's all I did was build an edge function. And so with this in mind, and then Claude MCP for Supabase, which Supabase is really ahead of this game. And if you go to their docs, you'll see that they even have links to their MCP and all that. So it's really good. So with that said, let's see if we can fix this function. I've tried for 10 minutes. So obviously, no matter, AI is not perfect. So we get this, and I do this, and I'm trying to fix the screen so we can see more. So we get a 500 error, failed to fetch jobs, cannot find relationship. Okay, cool. So now we've got a different error. So let me go tell it that we have this error. One moment. Claude. And I don't know if I missed a fix there. Let's see what happens. Again, when Lovable can't build everything and you get stuck in this moment, I'm trying this pattern here, seeing if it could really dig into the MCP, into the Supabase, do the queries and everything. And it had a bunch of moments where it would pop up and I would let it run for that one thing. Let's see what it does here. Okay. So I'm going to take, oh, that's cool. It does this version thing. I didn't even see that. I'm going to go here and paste that in. I'm going to actually make sure I paste the right thing because I think, there we go. And deploy. And give it a go. Now I'm going to hit it with curl. Just give it a moment. It's usually quicker than that. I'm going to hit it with curl. Oh, it actually gives me curl down here. So I'll do this one and then we'll go from there. But I was going to say it also has this test area here. But I'm not going to do that one. I want to just follow the flow here. So I'm going to go into my terminal and just do that. I think we got it. All right, cool. Let's go to Postman so we can maybe see it better. And yep, okay. All right, token ID, user ID, data request, jobs. This is good. I think there's 2 jobs though. Interesting. So let's see, available. Maybe, oh, because only one is available. So that's great. I want to try something though. Let me just go back here and so we get available, we get taken. I'm going to add a new job, testing job 3. And I can just do a lorem. And something always goes wrong. Yep, something goes wrong again. And we'll do that. And then it's draft, so I want to change it to available. And so we should see that. There we go. Awesome. Okay. So the API is working, but I'm really excited about Supabase. Okay, like edge functions, storage, and like when Lovable can't do it, I can go in there and do it. And then when you get into their Supabase Docs, they then have this. And one thing I want to show you here too is like they even have a nice search that you can build because they're using these edge functions, which they have docs about. So really dig into these docs and learn what's possible. And if Lovable is really banking on Supabase, it's a nice combination, and I could debug it and work through it as a developer without downloading it. Pretty nice. All right, so that gets us the API part. Now, we want to be able to post to a job, and I don't know. So now I want to go back to Lovable. I don't want to be scared of it because I don't want to break that function. But I know if it makes the function again, it's going to do what it did before, which was maybe JWT was enabled. So let's see if I can help it. And then I want to build the function that lets me reply to a job. But ironically, I got to come back to the UI and fix a few other things, which we'll see in a moment. I'm looking over here at my notes that were pretty obvious. So let me try and do the post, and then we'll go back to the user interface. Okay. And obviously I have to change all these credentials, but this is just for now. And then which element am I talking to? Okay. If this works, we'll go back to the UI, and we need a little bit more there so the person can see that their job proposal was accepted. But I don't want to mess around with things for a moment. I want to let this just go. This is the user who was accepted. And here we got taken. Their proposal was accepted, but there's nothing here to say now contact this person, or vice versa. So we got to go back and look. But if these APIs work, then we're close to the ability to let people see things. We should try to do more of a webhook, because then people are going to be polling the API, and that could get pretty heavy on the API. So we'll have to set up a way to push out results to people. And of course, we'll get email going too for those, because potentially the people posting for jobs won't be technical and rather just have the easy way to do it. All right, so it took a while. Let's see if it did it. So you can get to the other routes here, which is nice. And we wanted to see how the heck to post. And of course, it didn't do it. I wonder, at some point I see everybody using Swagger again. So I'm like, huh. Let's let this build, but I don't really want to wait to test that API for that. So I'm going to go to my edge functions, reload, see what my edge function is. And we have job proposals and jobs. So I'm going to go here and let's go look if I could figure this out. Hold on, why am I reading this? It's a big deal. Like, we don't have to sometimes get so caught up in the details anymore, so we can ask for help without wasting all the energy on that, reading all that. But let's see. That is, I can see where people don't want to let go like that, but it's tricky. So let's go get the jobs, and we have this job here. So I'm going to say, okay, we want to post to the jobs. I'm going to give it a body, raw, and I'm going to paste that. Oh, it actually gave me the curl. I could do the curl. I'm going to do this here because I've got this going anyways. And then I will grab that token, and then this is my proposal for the job. Okay. Missing header. I don't think this will be, let's go see. And then if it works, I'm going to turn that off for a moment and then try again. Okay, so now what I'm going to do is say, I'm going to let Claude finish this off. And this is where none of these tools, you got to figure out which is the right tool for the moment. And I don't know if it can see the functions. I just throw it there, but you would think the MCP would it. I have to look through that code. In being an MCP, you should kind of look through. You should look through the code. Disable what you're doing. Yeah, I do. Okay. There you go. Perfect. Again, I got to get used to Supabase. I'm excited to, but basically all I had to do was understand. Here's a function. Here's the API it made. I removed the JWT so I can use the token. And then I let row level security do its job in the query back there. Of course, I should review that. And now we just made an API. That's pretty neat. It's really nice. So if I go to browse jobs, one of these I posted. I don't think that was it though. So let's go see which one it is. This guy. Let's go see if it really worked. Okay. Browse jobs. And we're going to do the get jobs. And then we're going to fix that guy. One moment. Missing auth header. I wonder if something got in the way of that. Ah, I turned it back on. Oh, weird. I wonder what did that. Yeah, I have to figure out what keeps doing that. That's interesting. Maybe Lovable does it by default. Yeah. Oh, the TOML file. Oh, that's interesting. So this would be owning this at this point, which is fine. It would be like that. I wonder if I could just say any function with API. Great. Be cool. Yeah, let's see if it works. So this will hopefully help it not to keep turning that on. And then I think we're back in action here. And this is fine. I want to learn this stuff. You got to know how this stuff works to really build more complex things. There's Postman. All right, let's go look. Invalid API token. So I think what I'm going to do is redeploy, because then that's what seemed to help before. So let's go try that. Overview, code, redeploy, redeploy. All right, so those are done, and let's go here and try it. Darn. I think it's a different error though. What a bummer. All right, it might be a fail for right now. We can actually put a TOML here too, but I don't think that matters. So I'm gonna go here and I'm gonna go to code. I'm gonna give it one more chance. I'll have to go read the docs. Man, that's a bummer. I just don't know this stuff enough. I can troubleshoot things that I know, but this is all still too new to me. I should give it this. Let me give this. I forgot about that. Sorry. Let's see if this helps. Let's see. But it's failing the database query. Blah, blah. I thought I got rid of token hash. Oh, I hate when it doesn't give me the whole thing. And then I get this, so I'll move off this soon. I don't know if I do this, if I lose all my context. I'm in a project, but I don't know. Another 30 minutes of not getting far. But I'm learning. Removed. Version 8. And I'm glad to be learning, because I think this in Next.js are going to be way more prevalent for me moving forward versus what I used to use. All right, let's see if this works. And I know just because what I used to use kind of works, I used to have to do a lot of like workarounds. Okay, good, it worked. So what was the fix? Okay, great. And I think what I'm gonna do is, let's get jobs. Code, here we go. I want to see what it did, so let's go look. The updated function was in there. Remove the single method. So it's interesting. It's almost like whenever I ask for a function, it's like this is knowledge I want to keep. So what I'm going to do here, and I don't know if this is just for me. So I'm going to go here, back to my GitHub, back to here. I'll make a folder. Add a file, create a file. I don't really want to I'll call it rules, a function. And I'll just put that here. I know Lovable won't use this. I gotta figure out how to use that with Lovable. But let's come back to here. and it fixed the code. So let's go here, and we're in deployments, great. And deploy. And then if I go to here and get another job, which again, I shouldn't be able to post them more than once. Let's do this and this. All right, let's see. There we go. And then we'll see number 2 right here. Browse jobs, browse jobs. Here we go, from the API. We'll do a third again. Here we are. Okay. All right, I have a pattern and I'm learning functions, and let's see how it keeps going. Now I have to work on the UI again, I think. We need people to get notified, but we also need people to go back to the UI and see what's going on. So if I go to a browser job and I go to test job 3 and then I see that's me, if they accept it, I should see more and I should be notified. So if I go here and taken, that's mine. Whew. I'm going to ask it to do that, but not right now. But this is the next thing. We're going to fix this UI so that it will show I won the bid or the proposal. And then I want to double check something. Did the person, it's the owner of this post, taken 3 proposals? I don't really get to see which proposal won. So I gotta fix that. So we'll come back and fix those 2 things. Those 2 things I'll come at next time, then we'll work on notifications. And then, I don't know if we need more APIs, but we'll see. A lot of little details. I think we got a few more sessions to go. But that was good. That was good.